This will absolutely go down in history as the most legendary car ever made.
And that is because this is so more than just any ordinary car. This is a taxi, a limo, a police car, a government workhorse, your uncle's daily driver, a burnout machine, a track car thanks to Cletus McFarland, and so much more, all done at massive scale. Yeah, this thing had more jobs than your friend that still owes you money. The Ford Crown Victoria, part of Ford's legendary Panther platform. Alongside it was the Mercury Grand Marquis and the Lincoln Town Car. They were built simple, tough, and basically impossible to kill. Body on frame, V8, rear-wheel drive, this was America on four wheels. And the craziest part, even in today's day and age, in 2026, you can still pick one up for like $5 grand or even less. These things literally ran cities. They chased criminals, hauled families, and now they're out here on YouTube absolutely getting abused. To this day, there has never been another car like it. And there absolutely never will be ever again.
Here at Performance on Wheels, we are a father-son team that love cars, and you're watching this video because you do too. There's still 95% of you that are not hitting the subscribe button on our channel, although you have been commenting and liking and really enjoying them. Quite frankly, if you don't hit the subscribe button, we might just send a Crown Victoria to pick you up with no AC in the streets of New York. So as I polish up my blue blockers and get into my Rand McNally, let's get after it.
Now, as much as my dad and I are joking about it, it is true there is never going to be a car with as many personalities as this car ever manufactured again.
I think everyone has a story when it comes to a Crown Vic, and I love car stories. I remember there was a point in time when I thought it was a pretty big deal because I could tell cars by their headlights. Like when I was younger, any car that drove down the road, I could identify them by the headlights, and it ultimately started with the Ford Crown Victoria, probably the most recognizable car out of any car ever produced.
I love that you commented on the lights because I think any of us that are age 25 or older have some memory out there of seeing those parking lights flip on, followed by the headlights really quick, and kind of crapping their pants. But we won't be doing any cleaning of pants in this video. What we're gonna be doing today is a full in-depth tour of the Crown Vic here in 2026. What is this thing like? Looking at a low mileage example. We're gonna go take it out for a nice drive, check out the exterior and the inside, and see why this 30-year-old tank is still legendary and a great buy here in today's day and age. And let's start off on the interior. I think sitting inside of the Crown Vic finally gives me that realization and mindset as to what some of those old folk are talking about when they say that the new screens just aren't all it. I mean, this is just as simplistic and awesome as it gets.
He says simplistic, I say futuristic. Going back to my childhood, knowing that I have a steering wheel that I can change the temperature as well as the fan speed.
You call that a steering wheel? What the heck is this thing?
It's amazing. And dismiss the steering wheel. You look up on the digital dash. It's absolutely incredible. This thing pretty much has the same technology as a spaceship going to the moon. However, at 16 to 17 miles per gallon, it's going to take a lot of fuel to get there. They really did their best to throw all the elements of comfort into the more civilian trims of the Crown Victoria. I can adjust my pedals, and my seat adjustments are up on the door, just like a modern day German luxury cruiser, really. All in all, this thing is like sitting in your living room. What I do find really interesting is being 6 feet tall. It's not like I'm horribly tall, and having my seat all the way back, it's not like I have incredible legroom in here for a vehicle that's over 200 inches long. And taking that into account, you go into the back seat, we'll get there in just a minute, and it's not like there's that much space when it comes to a legroom perspective. Some of the features that are quite unique in the Crown Victoria is the his and hers sunglass holder up in the roof. You can really get your blue blockers on in style with that old girl. It takes up quite a bit of real estate up on the ceiling, and when you take the dome light into the equation, you might need those blue blockers with the amount of light that old thing is putting out there.
But you're skipping over all of the good stuff here. What about the fact that we could get 3 passengers up front, although you don't really want to be there because, well, you're going to have a crack and you're sitting on the transmission tunnel. So it doesn't look all that enjoyable, to be honest with you. But you're skipping over the buttons, the interactions, what you deal with. What car can you hop in today and just turn on the climate control, right? It's so easy to use.
Let's not forget about the wood grain, the single strip that goes right across the dashboard.
And in the back seat, boy, this just brings back memories, doesn't it? I can't tell if I'm heading to work because my car broke down or if I'm heading to jail after a late night. There is so many different scenarios that could put you in the back seat of a Crown Vic, but in this one, in today's video, we're just talking about how comfy these seats are.
Hang on. We are not going to finish the interior without talking about the pull-out console that comes in the center dash that includes your ashtray, your cigarette lighter, as well as your cup holders. I don't know that there's ever been a vehicle that's more well designed than the ability to put a Rand McNally, a Mountain Dew, maybe even a handgun.
And what's a good sedan that you can't get two full-size dudes in the trunk of? I mean, we could probably fit three.
You know, as I take this thing around a couple of corners, it really boggles my mind that somehow police used to chase people down in this thing. What an absolute boat. But I can also feel like it has potential with the right suspension setup. And let's just see what it has for power here for a second. Wow. Wow. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was a 0 to 60 run in not a very short period of time. But man, is this thing comfortable. The road trips that you could do, the miles you could put on, really soaks up the bumps quite well. And it's so quiet in here. I mean, quite honestly, we're in just a massive metal brick. So essentially it's taking all the wind right up front and nothing seems to be coming on the inside because these things are built really rock solid. It is comfortable, it's nice, but it's slow and it handles like it is an actual cloud just floating up in the sky. It's incredible that people actually were scared of this car chasing them down back in the day. Try to push this thing for a second here in this roundabout. Might squeal these front tires. It's somehow gripped. I don't know how I did not have any understeer doing that. And then back on the throttle again. 50, 55, 60. I mean, just a hoot how slow it is. But it is enjoyable. It's fun. It's comfortable. I just have no idea how this became America's police car. I get the taxi thing, but what a boat to be a cop. But I think it boils down to a couple of things. It's indestructible, has really cheap parts, and it's super easy to fix. In fact, let's get under the hood here in a minute so we can see just how easy to fix it truly is.
There's absolutely nothing special about the Crown Vic at the end of the day, and most people would completely dismiss its looks as just a very boring design car that lasted for decades essentially on the exact same platform. One of the longest running platforms ever. Over 30 years the Panther platform existed. But none of that really matters until you start talking about the engine. Every time now that someone sees a Crown Vic, at least if you're like me, you're either envisioning it with big tires or doing a smoky burnout. We're back in the day, they were just old people cruisers. I see a Mercury Marauder now. I see 5-spoke wheels on them, and that's all because of the V8 that is under the hood.
This is one of the most reliable engines of all time. These V8s by multiple taxi fleet companies, police cars, have racked up countless hours. Heck, there still might be some that haven't stopped idling from production to today. They're probably still sitting in some guy's driveway idling or sitting on the side of an old town while a guy's eating a donut, just sitting there burning through oil.
Can you imagine how long the cigarette ash is on that taxi cab driver's cigarette that's still idling his car from 2003?
Just feet.
Incredible.
It truly is incredible. I mean, this engine, I'm not even kidding, multiple reports of 500,000+ miles with basic maintenance, idling all day long, getting hammered on to chase down criminals right after they bashed into them and slid them off of the road. I mean, just what a cool car. Right. The body on frame design as well. There are very few sedans out there ever that have a body on frame design. I mean, this thing is practically a truck in sedan form.
But this wasn't a high horsepower deal, and that's part of the reliability there. Low 200 horsepower range is really all you could get.
With really bad gas mileage on top of it.
17 miles per gallon, about an 8.5 second 0 to 60, 15, 16, maybe even a half hour, quarter mile time. But the engine it's tunable. You can get some more power out of it. At the end of the day, this is truly one of the best American-made even though it was made in Canada for its entire lifetime, cars that ever existed.
You know, it's funny that you say that about the engine because there's actually so much room in here. I wouldn't be surprised if you could fit 2.
As I said in the beginning of the video here, everyone that's watching this car is watching it because you ultimately like cars. And because you like cars, at some point in time, you either owned a Crown Vic, you've looked for a Grand Marquis, or you have memories in a town car. This is a car that just has so many stories tied to it that even current day in 2026, people are still after them, looking for clean examples or even rough examples, because you know you can just still continue to put countless miles on them.
I think it's safe to say if a Crown Vic, a Grand Marquis, whatever else, if any of them pop up for sale in your area that are relatively rust-free, because unfortunately they do have some rust problems. They can rust out the body. A lot of cars of this generation had the same issues, but if you can find one, no matter the miles, that somehow is rust-free and clean as can be, there is absolutely no reason not to buy it, put some miles on it, and take it on road trips and drive it around. This is just a car that runs forever. It can put a smile on your face, and you can just make so many memories in it. They're just fun, and it's going to be a memory that fades along with time, unfortunately, because that whole generation that's like 25 and older, like I said, it's a core memory to everyone in that generation. But the new generation that has the boring Explorers that they see all over, and the Tahoes, and this car just has some nostalgia to that generation that is going to fade away. So it's up to us to purchase them, keep them pristine, enjoy them, so those long and older generations can continue to enjoy them for many years on. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today here on Performance on Wheels. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. You just go on your knees and bend over. I got it.
Now,
And what's a good sedan that you can't get 2 full sides? Oh, there you go.
wow. You need to stretch.
And what's a good sedan that you can't get full? I can't.